everybody. Magic Shears Travel here again on our Facebook Friday. And we've got some new friends with us at the table this week. Some of our other agents have joined us, so we're going to go down the line and let everybody say hello. So who wants to start? With Jen?
I'll start. I'm Ryan Marriott. My wife's down there running away. Our son's down here with us, so
it's a family show. Sorry
for if you see him. His name's Matthew.
Aww. He's coming in right now. You're gonna get to see him. He's a cutie pie. This might be your seventh. I don't really know. I've lost count. Who are you?
My name is Jeff with the Magic Shears Travel. I'm the owner, and this is.
I'm Holly with the Magic Shears Travel,
and I'm Amy with the Magic Shears Travel.
And I'm Amanda.
And
with
Matthew of the Magic Shears Travel.
I feel left out. I love the Magic Shears Travel too.
So I don't know if you can read our cards or not, but if you need to contact any of us because you're looking for a travel agent, all of our email addresses are our first name at themagicsyours.com. So.
If you want a really cool blue pen that writes nice, then you got to go to Holly and book. She'll give you a pen.
Yeah. So, because we're not sure how long Matthew's going to last with us tonight, we're going to talk about the Festival of the Arts first tonight, and then we'll get to the news items after that. So, most of us have had the opportunity to experience the Festival of the Arts, and I think we all have different views on it and different thoughts about it. So that makes for a good show. Does anybody want to fire the first shot? Do we want to go with thumbs up, thumbs down?
We can.
Okay.
All right. Let's
Ready?
do it. Ready?
Set, go.
Wasn't there?
I put in an extra vote because I knew Amanda was doing thumbs down. So Amanda, what didn't you like about it? What was lacking for you?
I didn't like how people just stood around and gawked at everything. I was there for the rides and like the kid experience more. So it's not a
kid-friendly event.
Right. It's definitely more adults.
Did you have an opportunity to check anything out at the festival, or just that wasn't really what you were there for at all anyway?
None of the culinary.
It was in your way.
Yeah, I mean, we looked, like, glanced at it, but didn't go into anything.
Right.
So it depends on the demographics of the family, depending on
whether this would be an attractive event.
Yeah.
Now, they definitely had a lot of art around for you guys to look at. I mean, they had everything from artists just showcasing what they had to artists showcasing Disney art and photographs. There was still a topiary left over.
There was, Figment.
Figment.
I think he was there specifically for the festival, so they...
Oh, okay.
We were told he was left over.
Really?
They're going to be going into the Flower and Garden Festival also, so there's a preempt to that.
Next week?
A little bit of construction off to the side where they set up the play area for the children and stuff, and do the gardens that you can cook from and stuff. So, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, I thought that there was a lot of different type of arts area. I mean, they had art to wear. They had living statues, mosaics, photography, stained glass, ceramics, sculptural. And you told me about the mosaic where they're going to archive those.
Are they really?
Yeah, it was a large. I wish I would have got the measurements because it was probably like 6 by 40 feet.
It was tall. It was. I mean, I would have had to reach up pretty high to hit the top square. So I'm going to say it was probably a solid 7 feet tall by.
And depending on your height,
I'm going to say 70, 80 feet, something like that.
They had it broken down so when you went up to get your paint to paint how many tiles inside the mosaic that you could paint. Depending on your height, depending on the color of paint, so they could get a feel for how they could direct the mosaic, maybe.
Right.
And so that was kind of interesting to see that. And also, I did inquire as to what they're doing with it. Disney isn't 100% sure. They're going to archive it for now, and they may bring it out to showcase it at future festivals. I can't see this not happening again.
I really hope it does. I think it's got a good start.
I think part of the reason they don't really know what they're going to do with it is because Epcot's kind of in transformation.
Right.
They've got a lot of things going on over there. So
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be like a continuous celebration at one point in time. There's not much. I mean, they had their concert series dining packages that you could match up. They had entertainment, and we did want to mention that it's.
Did anybody catch any of the entertainment, any of the concerts at all?
I didn't want you to ask me that because I didn't.
I didn't either. We had to
didn't
leave.
either.
No, we heard them.
I
We heard, but
Did they
then
There was a line a mile long of people that bought tickets.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
no, are you
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about the Broadway?
Yeah. Did you hear any of it, or was
We
it?
didn't hear the Broadway ones. We heard the small little ones that were
Oh,
like
okay.
around.
Yeah, because they
Okay.
did have community stuff that came in, different
Right.
community.
We
and-
missed the concerts altogether because our day, we were only there from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the festival doesn't start until 11. So we really kind of missed a lot of things about the festival because we had to blitz it in like 5 hours. And we had that much time to try all the food. I did an animation class, see all the art, and paint the mural and see the living statues. We really hit everything we were on the park.
It is for six.
So-
It's 6 weekends, but they're long weekends. It's
Right.
Friday through Monday. This year is January 13th to February 20th.
I think that was probably because it was a test event, because they weren't really sure if they were going to keep it as an ongoing festival. So I think they probably did the long weekends just to see how it went.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I would go down just for the long weekend. I mean,
Mhm.
I would like to just spend 2 days there. I actually bought a piece of art from Edson Campos. I've never thought I was an artsy person, if that's a terminology or whatever. But there was art down there. There was illuminated art. There was art that was illuminated. It was just fantastic. I didn't know how many megapixels they put in their paintbrushes, but they really brought it to life.
Did you see Carlos Cuba, the photographer's work? He puts them on. He puts his art on glass, so it's like super, super high resolution
Yes.
landscapes.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
of course,
they
you have
were
your
really
expression of your own creativity and imagination. So I tried to
Some of us buy the shirt and some of us tie dye our own. So it just depends on what you're going for. Ryan's card's falling down. Ryan's
There
not
you
really
go.
here. He's sleeping on the job.
Apparently so.
So, what other things? What other things did you experience?
I enjoyed the culinary. It kind of reminded me. It seems like with each festival, there's going to be extra kiosks besides the 11 countries that are already there. As you mentioned, to go to Mexico and get the
flank steak in
the
Mexico.
flank steak, the BLT without the LT,
Yeah.
and
there was a
the
BLT.
Reuben.
Right.
Um,
The Reuben, if you didn't see the pictures online, was like a circle of sesame, like a sesame stick, but it was in a circle, and then there was corned beef just laid in on top of the
Oh,
circle.
wow.
It was very good, and it was very pretty on the plate. And the BLT was like a chunk of bacon, like an inch thick chunk of bacon on two pieces of them, with a poached egg in the middle, and then like a little sprig of lettuce.
I could have had like 4 of them and just popped them in like
Yeah,
hors
they were
d'oeuvres.
very good.
It was. I tried to be dainty, cut it up, and make it look like I got my couple dollars worth.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're not only paying for. I mean, you're the ambience of the plate, I guess, or the
Yeah.
way it's.
You definitely. Well, I thought the portions isn't part of what we're going to talk about with the other festivals. The portions were much larger at this festival. Like we ate 4 plates, and we were like, I was stuffed after 4 plates. Like usually, food and wine I can usually go like 6 or 7.
I have to admit that it was so flavorful and so palatable, and that I wanted more because I just wanted to experience flavors like I've never
Right.
had before. And it's not like I haven't been around for a while now. So.
That's definitely something you can do down there.
Right.
Is try something new.
Right.
I do find that buying the alcoholic drinks aren't always the best deal when you're down there.
No.
You
No,
can-
not at the sample sizes for sure. It's
You know,
not a good value.
but,
Something that doesn't get talked about a lot is the desserts. And
Yeah.
they are to die for. Very good.
That's what we got.
Yeah.
Which one did you try?
We always go down to
France.
France.
Oh, just in the regular.
Yeah.
Just in the regular
Yeah,
place.
in the
But
regular pavilion.
their
I
desserts
have no clue how
are
to say what it is.
spot on.
do you like the crepes?
I saw the crepes and I was like, I don't know. But I got,
It was
I don't
like
know,
a
I've
puff
had better
pastry.
crepes than-
yeah, it was like a puff pastry. It was really big. Like that big.
Mhm.
Dipped in chocolate.
Yeah,
Very
Matthew.
good. Very yummy.
He didn't like it.
No to the chocolate. What's up with that, buddy?
It was,
He liked mine. It had whipped cream on it.
yeah, you got the strawberry.
Strawberries, yeah, some strawberries.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting to see everybody when they were active, going by and watching. Well, I have to bring it up again because I did like the piece I bought, but to see what someone can do with pastels and pencil, it was jaw dropping. It really was. I mean,
Did anybody see the artist in Norway with the chalkboard?
He
I
wasn't
don't
there
I don't know
when-
how much time she spent out or he spent out. the skin tones that this person was doing with chalk, I just about fell on the floor. It was just amazing. Really.
Yeah, the thing you can do with contrast of colors and to be able to show depth and highlight one by shadowing it with something else.
Right.
I could almost look and it's like there would be a piece of paper and then you come back 6 hours later, they're
And it was
still
hard on
working
it.
on that one
Right.
piece. And it almost looks like there's a person standing there and they're drawing on it because it was so realistic in
Right.
some of the stuff they did.
Yeah, pretty incredible. And I'll talk for just a second because I don't think anybody else took a class.
You're only going to talk
right?
for a second?
I'm only going to talk for a second. I know, I talk a lot. I'm sorry. The
I kid.
classes that they did, the Animation Academy was back for this event, which I didn't get a chance to do because I didn't realize that it started early enough that I could have done it. So unfortunately we missed out on that. But the classes that they did throughout the weekends, I mean, they were everything from the animation class that I did to ink and paint your own cell, animation cell. There was a class for macrame. There was, I mean, like, if it's an art.
There was an anime class when we were there. I
Really?
saw that on the little brochure.
If there's an art form, they've got a class for it that weekend. I mean, it was really awesome, except for culinary. Those, I guess, they're waiting for you to come back from food and wine if you want to do the culinary classes. And speaking of which, one of the things we wanted to talk about was kind of comparing and contrasting Festival of the Arts with the other festivals, as far as which one, if you're gonna go for an Epcot festival, where's the best bang for your buck? So, I guess the most popular and the longest running is Food and Wine. So, let's see, you guys haven't done Food and Wine yet, right?
No.
You've been down for that one.
Actually, we were there during food and wine, I thought.
We were early. We didn't
Oh, was it early?
Yeah.
We didn't, I knew
Yeah, we
didn't
didn't
do
quite hit
anything
it.
for
We weren't there
Yeah.
for food and wine.
Amy's been for Food and Wine.
Food and Wine,
Yep. And you have some pretty strong thoughts on Food and Wine.
I
Just tell the truth.
enjoy the idea of food and wine very much.
No.
As far as being able to try different foods and only try a little bit in case you don't like it.
Right.
My suggestion, traveling with children, is do not go to food and wine on a weekend. If you most absolutely have to be there on a weekend, do the World Showcase as early in the day as you possibly can. Some people do take advantage of the amount of alcohol that is
Flowing freely.
Yes.
Or flowing expensively.
Yes.
In case maybe
Not free, is it?
Yeah.
So, my suggestion, like I said, traveling with children, would be to stay away from the weekends. And if you have to go earlier, and even if you do have to go during the week, maybe she'll still try to go earlier in the day as possible.
Because you'll even see on a Wednesday night some, and, to be fair, mostly locals
Yeah.
show up and partake in beverages on a, random weeknight.
But you know what? They have alcoholic beverages, but they also have non-alcoholic beverages.
Yes,
they do,
So
yeah.
that's something that,
Right.
if you're not
It's
into
not
the
something that
alcohol
you
scene,
have to, but
they have
yeah.
It's dealing with
non-alcoholic.
other
It's
people.
still
It's
not
dealing
us.
with it, right.
it's with the other people that your children are around.
Right. And there have been, reportable incidents
Yes.
that have happened at Food and Wine,
Unfortunately.
especially on Friday and Saturday nights.
Yeah.
So,
But they have added security on
They
those
do.
days that they have the,
Yes, and with that being said, Disney does take care of situations very
as they
quickly.
arise, yes.
and
Unless you
sometimes
are
unnoticeably too. Like,
right, unless
if
you're in
they're
that
and
immediate
out,
area,
it's like,
you'll never know anything
yeah,
happened.
it's like a MacGyver situation.
I mean,
What happened?
They drop
Their
in
security-
helicopters.
Yeah.
their security is visible and invisible.
Yes.
Like they will have
Yes.
people in regular street clothes and also in Disney attire. So
I'm
But also-
appreciative of the fact that Disney has always marketed themselves as a celebration. You have all your celebration pins, first visits, personal accomplishments, anniversary, and they're carrying that theme over into Epcot, really creating celebrations. It seems like it's basically the same with culinary, the food and wine, even the flower and garden, they have the kiosks with the food and drinks. So along with a celebration, you don't have to partake in the alcohol, but I think it's just interesting and it's different to bring the artwork in. Then you have the topiaries and stuff and the gardens, and then you have the food and wine. Because food and wine, I think that was going to get stagnant after a while.
Yeah.
So to give it a different season, a different time, not everybody can go during that time of the year. I was really appreciative that they do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as you were mentioning, go early with your children, like on a weekend. But for myself to go in on a Friday, to get into the different stands and the different tents and the different, to really get a close-up, hands-on, talk to the artist. Another thing, they did a lot of green. There was beautiful art to wear. You can call it jewelry, but some of it was so fantastic that I went to pick up this piece, and I was expecting it to weigh like a pound and a half.
Right, but it was like seeds.
It was like almost nothing. Yeah, just with the things that they made it out of. But then on Saturday, if you're going to be down there and you want to do it more than one day, then you can go down and enjoy the things that you can see from a distance.
Right.
As far as the sculptural art, the music, the different talents that they have, where you're not inside shoulder to shoulder going around with somebody. So there is a video out there that I posted live while I was down there. You can see how sparse the park was compared to what it can be. And on a Friday, I would just highly, if you're interested in the arts, I would take a Friday just to do that first and then go back on Saturday to see the rest of it.
Right.
It was interesting. And it's scattered. It's not all in one spot. So it's not like you're going to see everything and there's nothing else. You can still enjoy the 11 countries as you're around. And if we
It's
never
actually, in fact, that would be my one criticism of it, is it's the arts festival is very spread out versus the Flower and Garden and the Food and Wine, because the art festival had, 9 food booths, I think. Eight or 9, versus Food and Wine has 30.
30, yeah.
So you're looking at 3 times as many.
Do you think it'll grow
I
since
hope
it's the first annual?
I hope that it's just because it was the first one, that it was small, and but it might have had something to do with the fact that they were trying to do, there were food opportunities, there were shopping opportunities, there were demonstration opportunities, and they were maybe trying to have different things so that it wasn't all just food and not just a Food and Wine ripoff. So
And to figure out what's best for them.
Right.
What's not best.
right. And also, as opposed to Flower and Gardens, the other major festival at Epcot, the topiary is full a lot of the space, but there's still a lot of food booths. I've never counted at Flower and Garden, but there are definitely more than there were at the Festival of the Arts. Do you have
Well,
that?
maybe we make a suggestion for edible plants.
Well, they do a lot of that at food.
They do.
I call it Food and Garden because they have food booths there.
Food and garden.
And sometimes I slip up. Sorry. If you guys couldn't see it, Matthew just waved to us. It's super cute. Where were we? Right.
Back to Food and Wine. One thing I would have loved to take advantage of, which I wasn't able to, because I love to cook, love to bake. They do have classes, just like Holly was mentioning about the art classes. They also have culinary classes. And if you're familiar with the television show The Chew on ABC, they actually film a few episodes there, which that would have been so cool. I would have loved
definitely
to taken advantage of that.
Likewise, at the Flower and Garden Festival, they do a lot of gardening classes, and they have a lot of, like, okay, if you want to create a garden to grow your own salsa or grow your own salad, like, these are the plants that you need to have in it to make sure that you're accomplishing that.
I've never grown a salsa.
I was thinking the same.
I had to.
Oh,
I had to. I kind of owed you one.
Kind of on that round too. I noticed that this year they're going to start a farm to table experience with Flower and Garden, which is a huge movement right now. Buying your fresh and local fruits and vegetables.
They started to kind of infuse that in the last 2 years. Like the year before, it was started, and then last year it really grew. So that's going to get better every year, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Excuse me. For me, for the food,
I know I'm waiting for one of the signs to just fall down.
we might have our first set disaster. As far as the food goes between the 3 festivals, I think overall, for me, I would say Flower and Garden for the food is the best. Like, I honestly, for Food and Wine, I really couldn't care less personally if I go to the Food and Wine Festival again. I would go to Flower and Garden over Food and Wine every time.
Do you think it's maybe because of they're newer, like we were talking about? With
It might be.
Food
I
and
think
Wine
it's just
getting
because.
stagnant?
Yes, I absolutely think it's Food and Wine is stagnant because they named it Food and Wine, and there's nothing else to add to it. They have food, they have wine, they have classes to make food and wine, and eat and drink food and wine. What else is
That's
there?
why I
It's-
like. That's
I'm
why I
done.
like the addition of the art this time. I'm
Yeah.
a fan
Well,
of
the
what.
arts is so vague, like you can have so much. in there.
Exactly,
So
it gives them
many
endless. Even flower and garden, that's kind of limited. Like they have the topiaries, they have the gardens, they do the children's playgrounds,
Yes.
which are really nice. Another thing that they've been doing for all their festivals is the scavenger hunts, which we have on the table tonight. We did the Find Figment in Artwork scavenger hunt because I'm like addicted to these. If there's one, I have to do it. And I have the various prizes here because we actually did all of them in the course of a year this year, which is kind of unusual. My favorite prize was from the Flower and Garden Festival. Surprise, surprise! And it was this fantastic little Cheshire Cat Easter egg, and it's like it's so adorable, and it's even detailed with the tail on the back. And it's just, I think it's so super cute. And that was even, this is going to shock Amanda, but I like that even better than my pin.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's the one we don't have.
I see
It's
it.
the carrot.
No.
We were looking for those.
might
We
go
started
missing.
collecting them. So for those of you that don't know, Disney does pin trading, and my wife and I introduced Holly to this, and now Holly has outdone us with her amount of pins and the
Nice.
collections that
I
she
have
has.
problems.
You got that this year?
I got it in 15. Because we're
Oh,
15,
okay.
15, and then
She got the
Yeah.
last one, so you couldn't get one.
I believe it.
We were looking all over.
I actually
We
told
didn't
the people at the store, I was like, make sure that if the Marriotts come in, they can't have this pin. Tell them
And
it's
then
full.
only get the eggplant one,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
Yeah, we're only missing one.
Do you have an extra eggplant?
We were gonna get an extra
No,
eggplant.
Okay. I think I found Matthew.
Earlier we had Hurricane Matthew, now we have Baby Matthew. So.
He thinks it's funny.
Yeah, they're best friends. Yeah. And then for the Festival of the Arts, they did magnets. So I was actually a little bit bummed because I thought these were pens. And I got there and I was like,
That's a pretty big
I didn't
pen.
know. Well, I didn't know how big they were from the pictures, and I thought that this was the festival pin. And I went in to get my map, and I was like, yes, we get pins for the maps, and they gave it to me, and I was like, where's the pin back? It's missing. So, but anyway, I mean, the magnets are kind of cool, and they're a famous artwork. It's probably hard to see, but a famous artwork with Figment inserted into it instead of, the real artwork. And Figment's the festival mascot. So
You have to pay to do that?
yeah, and it varied. I can't remember the pricing on them, but I want to say they weren't more than like $8 to do the scavenge, like to get the map and the toy. So it was pretty.
That's not bad.
It was yeah, not
To
too bad.
actually
for-
get something, then keep it.
Right,
Yeah.
and it was a different ability level for each one too. Like the Figment artworks were pretty easy to find once you figured out the pattern that they were all in the gift shops, and they were all near the Kid Cot Fun Stop. So it became really easy if you had a small child because the paintings are very large, so it's hard to hide them. The Easter eggs weren't super hard. The Find Remy's were ridiculously hard. Like those statues are only about this big, and
so
they
hard to
hid
find
them
the pin.
everywhere. So, as far as difficulty goes, I would say probably Figment was the easiest, followed by the Easter eggs, followed by Remy was the hardest.
One of the things I found different now that you mentioned that was the things that are collectible from the food and wine. They had like the little serving trays that you could buy.
Oh yeah.
You had the ratatouille pin that spun, the little collector but I didn't see a lot of collectible stuff besides doing a treasure hunt
Right.
that you could purchase either by being a DVC or annual pass
Right.
holder or something
Speaking
like
of
that.
at the Festival of the Arts, they actually didn't even have an event pin at all. I was pretty upset about it,
Really?
and I voiced my concern to the nearest cast member.
So they're going to have the first
They
one
did have
over
festival
again.
shirts.
Just
But, yeah. And speaking of on that vein, if anybody out there was at Flower and Garden Festival last year and got an annual pass holder Figment pin, please send a message to this account. I will buy it from you because I forgot to get one.
She's not desperate.
I forgot. Well, I was there and I forgot to ask about the annual pass pins when I was standing at the kiosk, and now I don't have one. I'm pretty upset about it. So.
He's crying for you.
See, Matthew's pretty
Matthew's,
upset
like,
too.
crying
I mean,
your room right
Matthew
now.
likes pins, so he gets me.
so we got some news.
Yeah. Does anybody have any closing thoughts about the festival?
I don't have children, so I can say I was good with it. I would do it again.
Yeah, I would definitely do it again. I would do a whole weekend rather than 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little crammed to get around the world. Trip.
First or second week of February, even if you're not going down there for the festival, I'm finding it. I've been there 3 times. this time of the year, and absolutely fabulous. Pricing, weather,
Yeah.
everything was really on. I used to like the second and third week of November and December, but wanted something different besides the Halloween, Christmas theme
Yeah.
type.
The very end of January too, I think is
And
pretty decent too.
I was hoping there was a blizzard here when I went down. I was excited when they said it was going to snow, but then it didn't as much as I thought. So,
Right.
but you know what? Uh-oh.
We just lost
I would definitely do it again. All right.
All right, so moving on to the news. Well, gosh, we have a lot of news to talk about.
It's
So-
Disney.
Rivers of Light debuts tonight officially, but some people here have already gotten to see it.
Lucky ducks.
So,
Yeah.
Amanda, you want to tell us about it?
I think he can actually talk more about it because I had a baby.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't tell you
During the show,
Not during the
Yes.
show.
Hopefully not. She's got another 3
it's
months
Baby
to go.
Festival.
I had
We
told him
still
I
have
was
the
very
banner out there? Does it
sleepy.
still didn't slide down? Are we still good?
No, we're good.
Okay, cool. All right.
No, River of Lights was amazing. You can go to my Facebook page, which is, I believe, Ryan and Amanda at the Magic Shores, and see the video. Actually, I think a couple people may have
I'm
shared it.
pretty sure I shared it.
Okay.
I
So you might be able to see it
Yeah.
on other pages, but it was really cool. What they did is they brought out these 4 or 5 flower pods, and then they kind of opened up and they started spraying water, and they were able to display pictures on them, and it was really cool. Like, they looked 3D, like holograms almost. And then they had these huge water cannons that were spraying in the background that they used to display like the major pictures, which was a little hard to see and kind of hard to kind of figure out what was going on with it. And the video is really hard to see because I think the lighting's a little dark, so it was kind of thrown off.
And
But
the angle that we were at.
just, and they can't do fireworks because they have the animals in the zoo that they have to worry about. So this is the next best thing. I mean, it was really, really cool. It's great to see Disney branching out, and they're always willing to try new things.
With the water sprays, because of course they have them at Fantasmic too.
That's what I was gonna bring
It
up.
looks like on camera that they were bigger. Is that
Uh,
accurate?
yes, much,
And you
much
definitely have to sit
larger.
a lot closer.
So the
Okay.
entire
Then you do have
lagoon,
the-
So did you get splashed with the
no,
No.
spray?
your
No.
arena
Because if you're too
seating,
close at
they're nowhere
Fantasmic,
near.
you're
Well, I mean,
leaving
maybe if you're in
damp.
the front row, you might
Yeah,
get like
we
a
were in
miss.
handicap row because we had the baby stroller counting as a
Okay.
Anything to
wheelchair.
get in front of the line in Disney.
We'll get to that later.
so, but yeah, it was amazing. So they have a lagoon that they're doing it on, and they have 2 water cannons, one on each side, and they kind of cross over in the center to give you your viewing screen in the background. So they definitely are much larger than the ones in Fantasmic.
Themed a lot of wildlife.
It did.
Yeah,
It
it was
themed a
all
lot of
wildlife.
wildlife. It was geared around, I forget which 4 animals it was. I think it's one of them.
Lions and tigers
Lion.
and bears. Oh my.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Shirley Temple. No, but it was just amazing. The music was great. They definitely had a theme, which was wildlife and kind of living with the wildlife. They start the show off. They have 2 boats that go around, and they kind of they project on their sails as well. And there's also a pod that like opens up and like shoots fire, and
Oh, yeah.
so it's got a little
Yeah.
bit of everything
Like
for
that.
so for people that are really into the firework aspect would be into the pod that opens up into fire.
Probably
So was
like
it-
the ultimate firework.
Was the length of it satisfactory? Did it leave you wanting more, or was it kind of like when it was over, you were like, that was cool?
When it was over, I mean, just because it's not fireworks,
and new,
so
you
It's
went
not
but-
as exciting. Like it doesn't have that thrill factor.
it doesn't have the thrill factor. It doesn't like have boom and shake you.
so
but
it's more of a
definitely-
visual thing than a.
Yeah, definitely a visual thing. It's definitely. It was kind of interesting whenever they debuted it. It was only for DVC and pass holders at first when you first walked into the park, and then whatever seating was left over from pass holders and DVC members, it didn't
There
find
was
out
any
about
left?
it. Yeah, I know there was.
So they gave it to the
There
people
was
with
a lot.
strollers.
They
Wow.
can get a
Yeah.
lot of it in there.
Wow.
If you had a stroller, you got in with the rest of them.
That's amazing. That was one of the things in like seeing the seating area that I was really concerned about. I was like,
The-
there
well-
only could
Well,
be
it was
fit
also
anybody in there.
hidden where they were doing, but they were giving you the passes.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like if we wouldn't have gone to the left of the park as soon as we walked in, we would have never known about it. They weren't advertising it anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah,
And I didn't know
literally,
we were down there at the same time.
It was just a sign. They were just holding a sign. You had to go up
It was
and
at
say,
the entrance
"What's
of
going on
Rainforest
with this?"
Cafe.
So,
Wow.
but anyway,
Yeah.
there is no bad seat in the house. I mean, unless
That's
you
a
get a
good thing.
giraffe sitting in front of
Thanks
you.
for
Because
But there is no bad seat in the house. You could have sat anywhere and been able to have seen the whole show. So it was really, really cool.
Awesome.
Really neat.
Yeah. I think Amy was hoping to be the first one
I know.
from the agency
sorry.
to see.
Well, the thing is when I left on Saturday and found out Friday that they were going to do this on Sunday, I was thinking, how could I stay over? And then I realized that you had to be either invited in. It wasn't like you could just go wait in line and get in.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, okay.
But
I didn't know we were all down there at the same time.
even if you don't get into the actual seating area, there's definitely a couple areas that you
Yeah.
can watch from around the park. There's a couple photo spots where I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be taking photos at that time that you can probably watch from, and there's also a couple areas behind the arena area that you can take photos from.
I heard also you might in the summer want to consider doing that anyway because folks who were going to the Jungle Book show when it was out last year said that it's really, really hot in that seating bowl in the summer.
Wow.
So
Sounds
you
good.
may want to consider if you are in Animal Kingdom this summer trying to catch the show, those photo spots might be your saving grace.
Go in February.
And you might want to get there early because if you don't want to sit in the bowl, I don't know how many areas there are. So you might want to scope out.
Right.
That's something that I didn't do because we were only there for a day, and when the show's over, you basically have like a half hour left in the park. So
Well,
Yeah.
I was in the standing room only area with Matthew because he didn't want to sit at the time. And so they do have that section where you can just stand.
Well, that's good. So you could get out of the. You weren't like down in the.
Well, you're still like covered, but it wasn't down in.
So they have
At the top.
handicapped seating at the top of the bowl and also down at the bottom. I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
So
So that might be a good strategy too for staying out of it.
Well, one thing too that I noticed, if anybody wants to take advantage of it, they are doing dining packages with Rivers of Light, so you can.
The restaurant.
Yes, it's only Tiffin's and Tusker House are the only two right
No
now.
Yak and Yeti.
No Yak and Yeti.
that's surprising because it's
That's
like, right
very
there.
surprising.
And
But
you, and
it
you
wasn't
recommend
Tusker
of the two
House,
Tusker House.
and you can do breakfast at Tusker House and still get.
Oh, so
preferred.
you can still do the safari breakfast, get a character meal, and get a preferred seat for Rivers of Light. That's pretty
Sign-
awesome.
That's what I'm
sign
aiming
me
for.
up.
That's pretty awesome.
You can also bring in food to Rivers of Light.
Oh.
So like if you go to one of the quick services, they let you bring in the food.
They
That's what
won't
we did.
serve you there, but you can get people to go and
So
get
you
your
can
seats
swing
and
by
then send one
Flame
person
Tree and
out.
Go get your chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went
So-
to how do you say it?
Flame Tree.
Restaurantosaurus.
Yeah, Restaurantosaurus.
Yeah.
That's where we went and brought
The
our food in.
Restaurantosaurus got our dino bite and chicken nuggets in a pail and went back.
That's a big deal.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Personally, I would opt for Tiffin's, but that is just the first
Well,
number.
really quick while I'm on that, their kids meals are pretty much enough for an adult. So
Yeah,
definitely look into that. I mean, if you're gonna be dining and you have like 4 kids or 3 kids or 1 kid even, and 2 adults, the adults should definitely look into getting a kids meal
Right.
along with the kids. It's like saves you like $8.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
absolutely.
definite saving, which is.
Did we talk about that the other week on?
Yeah.
When we talked about pop
You
too.
may.
That's a good strategy, a great strategy at breakfast time because
Yes.
it's all the same food, so it's not like you're not swapping your steak for chicken nuggets or anything.
No.
So
How do you handle
We
a
also,
hungry man?
while we were there, we found out that if you do breakfast at Be Our Guest, they'll open up the park to you as soon as you're done.
yes,
So,
yeah, that's a good strategy for getting in on Seven Doors Mine Train early.
yes, definitely. Because by the time the park opens and you're the first person in,
Now, if you can
There's
get
still
the
a 30-minute
BR
line.
guest, yeah, if you can get the BR guest breakfast reservation and you can
Yeah.
get it early
That's what I
enough
was
that you can
gonna
be
say.
done to get in line for Seven Dwarf, then it's the perfect scenario. But that is a pretty tricky thing to do. So.
We're gonna attempt it for the summer.
You're gonna attempt it this
we're
summer?
gonna try.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
trying.
We're gonna try. So,
Wow, that sounds good. So when do we leave?
uh,
When should I be back?
May
July
23rd.
29th. We
July
29th.
29th we leave, so.
Oh, that's a tough time for me to go. I think
What
I'm
else
going
you
to miss you
got
again.
exciting?
Let's see. Oh, this was one of those top secret leaked from Disney kind of things. Pandora, the extension, the Animal Kingdom, or the Avatar Land expansion that's supposed to open in Animal Kingdom on May 27th. There was some footage released of the ride vehicles this week, that they are individual banshees from the movie. So each rider, and it looks like there's a seat on the banshee in front of the rider, so that a child under 7 could be accompanied by an adult, will be sitting literally on their own ride vehicle. So unlike, it looks similar to Soarin' in the way that the setup is rigged, and it looks like the banshees are going to go forward into like a cage, and then that cage is going to hold you and then maneuver you through the ride.
Wow.
So that looks pretty neat.
You know, when we were driving by to our hotel, we stayed at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. It was just seeing Pandora from outside of the park. You couldn't really see it from within the park anywhere. They do a really good job at kind of keeping each of the worlds
They did.
hidden and making you feel like you're in that world whenever you're there. So they do a really good job at that. But just the detail that they put into it, and honestly, I think it's amazing they're getting it open so quick.
Yeah.
Have we heard anything else? Because it was explained to me when I was down there that it's a separate entrance fee.
For Pandora?
$97. It was told it was a separate. It wasn't going to be part of the entrance
No, I
fee.
haven't heard
I'm just
anything about that.
I'm just saying what I was mentioned. I haven't had a chance this week to look into it more.
I heard somebody speculate last week about Star Wars Land having a separate entrance fee, but I hadn't heard anything about Pandora. And it was pure speculation by the commentator. It wasn't even a rumor that was discussed. It was just something that, given the locations of Star Wars Land in the parks, they thought it was possible that there was maybe going to be a separate entrance. But it's not they didn't open a whole nother gate.
That's
I don't
interesting.
I don't feel like they can really
I don't know
pull that
how
off.
Yeah, it would be kind of hard to do, I think.
I didn't see any way to connect the park to the Pandora.
It's through Camp Mini Mickey. Camp Mini Mickey used to go off to the left after
Back
the
where
Oasis. Mm-hmm.
I know they
It's
moved the
back
line
where
came
Tiffin's
down.
is at.
Okay, before Tiffin's. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I started looking about where Tiffin's was, so I
Right.
probably went right by it.
Yeah, I think you have to walk back the path where Tiffin's is at,
I
and
know what
then
you're talking about.
continuing past there is where Camp Mini Mickey used to be. So that's where it should be.
Can we
Because
talk
that's where
about?
they closed. Can we talk about what?
Go ahead.
Hang on, I want to do one more thing before we get to whatever you're really excited about. Because it has to do with Pandora not being able to be seen from in the parks. The drones that some clever folks have been flying over the not quite completed parks. Apparently, we're going to not see very many more pictures from them because Disney's shutting them down. So that was a new development this week too. So
At least
okay,
they're not shooting them.
they're not
down.
shooting them down; they're shutting them
Shutting
down.
them
So
Are
Jeff,
they
what are you?
shutting them down?
No, I was really excited about.
They're
the
flying their
news.
drones into them.
And I did post it on the Facebook.
Oh, about Coronado.
Coronado
Okay.
Springs, 15-story new building, 500 rooms, family suites, concierge level service. And I was thinking how fantastic. I mean, I was excited about it because the feedback for me from the clients that I've had were that Coronado and Caribbean Beach was getting a little bit stagnant. They did their room updates. They did the pool refurbishments probably in 12 and 13.
It's been a while.
And then, but they're going to have rooftop dining that's going to give you park view, firework view.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Sounds pretty
Um,
exciting.
I think it is exciting. They're also going to be building some little islands, pods in the lake there, with crossing over bridges and stuff to add a lot to the ambience. As far as pricing and stuff, I have no idea, but I think that's really going to bring that back to life again.
Yeah. There's a rumor that there's some element of this that's tied to Vacation Club also, but that detail hasn't
And that's
been
not confirmed. but
completely
confirmed.
disclosed. But
I
it's
can't see why they
it's out
wouldn't.
there as a potential thing. But we're not
that,
sure.
Sorry.
no, we're good.
While we're speaking about places that are under construction, Wilderness Lodge is also under
Yes.
construction, and they're building almost like cabins for
Yeah,
families that are waterfront. So we
Yeah.
got to see them if you go on the.
Along with the over the water bungalows.
Yeah,
have
that's,
So
Yeah,
I don't think
they're-
Wilderness
they're-
Lodges
Wilderness
has over
Lodge
the
is
water
expanding like crazy.
Do
Yeah,
they have over
I think
water?
they're going to have over the water. The cabins are going to be over the water.
They might. Well, they're still finishing up the roofing and all that. So
Right.
maybe they're going to put a dock down to the water where you can maybe
yeah, right
have
now
your
they
own
look
boat or
like they're
something
just
like that.
waterfront.
That would be amazing.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or if you could call for like boat pickup to take you to the parks.
Better sold. Bring my boat.
We might have to come and try this one out too.
That would be so cool. I guess maybe that's the replacement for the Polynesians plunge pools. Is the Wilderness Lodge. You get the boat.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you can jump off the dock.
And also the Caribbean Beach is getting refurbished as far as their dining locations and their restaurants.
Oh.
And we've never put like so many, I don't want to be a rumor control thing, but they're also,
There's so many rumors out there right now that they're kind of exciting
that
because
they're thinking about doing some type of additional resort stay at Caribbean Beach also.
right.
So it's gonna be kinda
And there were
interesting.
permits filed this week that have some sort of pole structures associated with them, and the rumor on that is that it could be some sort of flying gondola transportation system, like they have at some of the like Gatlinburg, Tennessee, they have it there, and Alaska, I think they have some there. So there's some rumor flying around that maybe potentially resort to resort, possibly some backdoor transportation to Hollywood
I
Studios.
did mention that the 15th story was in Coronado, right? I didn't
Yes.
say Beach Club. I didn't want to misspeak.
No, you're
Because I had
right.
them both on my mind.
No, you're right. You got it.
Yes.
Let's see. Moving on. You want to talk about cruise line? That was your story. You
Oh,
covered
I
it.
got it written down.
Yeah, you sleuth it. Oh, here's the notes on it.
Disney Cruise Line this week just received some wonderful awards.
I have to speak up.
The Magic won Best Overall Midsize Ship. The Dream won #1 overall. Restrooms, cabins, and best service. And Fantasy won #1 in fitness and recreation. So, congratulations, Disney Cruise Line.
The fantasy's been exercising
awesome.
every day.
That is awesome. So, cannot wait to see that when I do someday.
Yeah.
That's right.
I will vouch for the Dream. The service was phenomenal on the Dream, and the and the restroom award. I know it seems like a strange award. It is so well deserved on that ship. It's not even funny. The restrooms are themed and like so clean. You might want to eat off the floor. It's definitely.
Maybe not.
Take your word for it.
They were, yeah,
I do
they're
like
top
the
notch.
when you get into the ocean view and up with the deluxe family that they have the split
The
bath.
split bath. Mm-hmm.
And they do have where you can take a bath. I still prefer not to, especially on
I
a
think that's for
ship.
the kids, Jeff.
I would
Yeah,
say
but-
it's really hard.
But see, I'm looking at it from without children, so
Yeah,
that's
when
why.
we were on the cruise last summer, it's really hard. Like, we had to shower him.
See, this is why you
And
should
that
go
was-
on Disney instead.
It was really hard. But we had to be in that deluxe family.
Yeah.
Sure, but yeah, I mean, you could have worked it out. We'll work it out for you. We got you a good deal.
But,
Let's see. What else did we miss? Oh, there's a new experience. This is actually a little bit of an older story, but we didn't talk about it, and I thought it was kind of entertaining. There's a new dining experience available at Disneyland Resort. It's called 21 Royal, and it allows you to have breakfast for 15, or dinner for 15, in the Dream Suite, which was the apartment that Walt Disney was building for his whole family to come and
Wow.
experience the park.
My word.
And there's free valet parking included. I believe you do need park admission. We'd have to verify that if you're interested. And it comes to you at the very reasonable price tag of only $15,000 for 12.
Only?
So that was kind of our
For how
fun
many?
for 12 people. Yeah.
So they'll
So a
park
little
our
over.
they'll park
they'll
our
park
jet.
your car. Yeah, they'll park your jet in the parking lot for you, and it's only a little over $1,000 a person.
How many courses are included? I might go
think
for it then.
probably 4. So that's, I mean, you're at $250 a course. $300 a course probably per person. I mean, so it's pretty reasonable, really. I mean, $300 appetizer. I'm there.
And then park admission.
Yeah.
That's chump change.
Yeah. I just thought it was a fun story. Just throw it out there, just in case we could have rich and famous people watching us, and they might want to go. So We have a new character experience. You go ahead, Amy.
This week it was announced that BB-8 is coming as a meet and greet to Hollywood Studios, and evidently he's going to be down in with Kylo Ren and Chewbacca. So I'm not sure exactly where they're going to
Cool.
fit him in.
I wish I was wearing my BB-8 ears.
Yeah.
Darn it. They're on the giraffe upstairs.
So that's very exciting for all of our
The
Star
way I
Wars
see it is
fans
like
out
they
there.
were going to be greeting you at the park, so I don't know if they would be anywhere out front or not.
I don't know.
Because it doesn't seem like it's the Star Wars area. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
And they've had like the little tiny remote control BB-8 in the gift shop for a while, but the concept art they have up looks like real, like muddied up.
I
BB-8.
don't want to go down there with everybody having the remote control and going all around
Oh
while
my
you're
God.
trying to walk through a crowded park.
yes.
Well, the Chewbacca side had two. They actually had two Chewbaccas. Because we saw it.
Don't listen, kids.
Yeah.
There's only one Chewbacca.
There's only one. There's
They
only
had two
one.
doors that opened
There
up.
isn't.
There's only one.
And that's how their line goes so quick.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if Kylo Ren's the same.
We couldn't tell with that one. We went to Kylo Ren first.
So I was so excited
And
to
then
see them. I
Chewbacca
wasn't paying attention.
Well, they opened both doors by accident.
Oh.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
They have to have two. There's no. I mean, those lines fly.
They do, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it went from 40 minutes to 10 minutes in like 5 minutes.
Right.
Like, how was that even possible?
Yeah, they're really good at getting people through that meet and greet. Not it's
Actually,
and
I
the,
think Hollywood Studios is the best with getting through meet and greets.
Mhm.
The quickest.
yeah. The Anna Nelson meet and greet in Norway,
We
surprisingly
didn't even try.
fast.
Yeah.
It went from when did it open? 2013, and by 14 it was at 8 hours. And Jeff and I were there in the fall,
Yes.
and we were in
October.
10 minutes to
Yes.
see Anna and Elsa, like in the early evening. So
The ride
and they liked
it's
me.
going really, really fast.
They liked me.
Yeah.
The ride was 75 minutes wait, but we only waited 40. Like, it went that
Really?
quick. Yeah.
Wow.
And that is a fast moving. I know we're not talking about those right now, but
That's okay.
that is
We
a
jump around.
very, very fast moving line, and the queue.
It is.
The
It's
queue
super cute.
is awesome. If you're a Frozen fan or if you're not, it's a great queue.
I love the
Tends
little
to go
gift shop
fast.
part.
I know.
Yeah.
So don't let the wait scare you.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed that a couple places, and I wonder if they do it intentionally, that more popular attractions, they'll say the wait time is longer than what it actually is, just
Yeah.
to kind of keep people from thinking, oh my god, Frozen's 10 minutes, I'm gonna go, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
actually found myself asking, like, is it really 35-minute wait? And they're like, nope, 20.
yeah. Yeah. So,
Because with the
think
baby, I
that's-
didn't want to wait that long.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I understand.
So, let's see, where are we here? Just a quick, there are new chefs and a new menu at Jico. So if you're into Jico and you've enjoyed it before, your experience might be a little different this time. If you haven't tried it yet, I would say that they don't go changing a menu and chefs without making them better, as Jico is already a pretty highly rated and beloved restaurant. So. And then two more things. Passports. We wanted to mention briefly, because we come to you from the state of Pennsylvania, our driver's licenses next year will no longer be valid to board domestic flights. So if you are in the same situation, if you are a Pennsylvania resident, or a resident of 9 other states,
Yes.
and I don't know them off the top of my head, but
I
I
don't
want to
either.
say New Jersey is
I was gonna say
included.
New Jersey was one
Yeah,
of
I
them.
think that's the closest one to us that's also affected. So if you are in a state where your driver's license is not going to be valid for flights next year, you want to start thinking now about your passport or passport card options. The State Department website is very vague as far as whether you need a passport or a passport card to do any type of travel. Do you know the...
I don't know anything, but I do know that the passport card is not as
robust.
robust
Yeah.
as the passport
Yes.
itself.
Yeah.
So
You can use the passport card to go on a cruise. That we know for sure. However, it's only if your cruise stops at acceptable ports, and if you get stuck with the cruise line and the boat leaves without you, you can't fly back in from, say, Mexico with a passport card. So you would have some serious issue at that point. I'm not even sure how you would handle that. I guess you just become a Mexican citizen.
you would have to go
You have
to
to wait a few
the
days.
embassy
Yeah.
and go
And-
through, fill out a bunch of
Takes a
paperwork.
while.
Right. So I wouldn't recommend. I
Might
wouldn't leave the
extend your
country
vacation.
without a passport
Yeah.
in any circumstances.
There's still a chance that the state could conform to,
Yeah.
to what the
It's
laws
gonna
are.
be-
But I just feel personally that a passport, once you have it,
It's just stronger.
it's just stronger.
gives
It's
you-
there,
gives you
and
that
even if you
comfort.
get the pre-boarding, pre-authorization, for the TSA and Homeland Security, you're still going to need ID to get that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to save in getting through security, you still might have to get the passport anyway. So I think the passport is just something I would not hesitate on. They're good for.
They're good for
10
10
years.
years for
10
adults
years,
and
so-
5 for kids.
But I don't think 16 and under they don't need them.
Yeah,
right?
a school ID is pretty sufficient for that because they're not required to have a state ID.
They were
as it
told me
is.
just need a birth
I'm not
certificate
sure
for him.
now, but I don't know
But
about
I asked Southwest, and they said
once
in the
they
future
go
that's all we need,
in
but
the
I don't know.
future. Okay.
Yeah.
I would
That's what-
continue to.
I mean,
check
I don't know where
just because-
Southwest is based out of either.
And I
You
asked
tell me
about
that-
I asked about
Well,
the
and it would
birth.
be
out
for
of Baltimore.
domestic too.
Yeah,
That might
yeah.
be because I know if they go internationally, you have to have it regardless.
Their
There's no-
Southwest's home base is
Oh, well, that's
Baltimore,
right.
BWI.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, for the money that you would spend on a passport and that it lasts 10 years, it's
Right.
just a great idea just to have one in general.
It comes out to like $13.50 a year over those 10 years,
Yeah.
so it's like $1 a
So-
month to own a passport.
But you want to leave. You want to try and leave
That's a good way to look at it.
about
Yeah.
2 to 3 months.
Yeah,
head
6
wait.
weeks is the regular processing time.
The
So make
longer
sure
you
have
wait,
at
the
least-
longer it's going to
Yeah.
take
I
to
say
get
it's
it.
gonna
have
get
at least
swamped.
3 times
Closer.
that much time.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is it all depends on how many people have applied for one at that time. So you could apply, like my mother, she's a flight attendant, so she applied for one because she needed a new one, and she got it in like a week
Oh my
because
word.
nobody was needing a passport that time. But
Right.
when my wife and I did it,
Yeah.
we had to wait, I think it was like a month and
Well,
a half.
you guys are
so.
suspicious too, so that's.
I know, I am a
that's that.
suspicious kind of guy, you know.
Sneaking in with a stroller.
Very, very sneaky.
So, and then the last thing we want to talk about today is to remind you that we have some events coming up here with the agency.
Yes.
We don't have, we're not ready to announce firm dates and times for everything because we want to do some double checking and make sure that we have everything in place
Double
before
check.
we do
What is
The
that?
insurance.
that.
Discount double
I was
check.
Were you checking your seatbelt? Are you pulling out your own tab or what?
That's a discount double check.
Jalen
I don't
Stoner.
know. So, but we are going to be participating us as an agency doing the virtual Run Disney event, which registration opens. It's supposed to be April 11th, but I don't think it officially says that on the site yet. We'll be doing one race in June, one in July, and one in August, and they will be local to the York and Hanover area. So we're hoping that folks will come out and join us. And we now have an events page on our website, so you'll be able to follow as we update information. You go to not www, just themagicsyours.com, and over on the right hand side on our navigation bar, you'll see events. So we have our Run Disney, what we have information for so far there. We also do an annual picnic, so look out for that information. We're going to be at the Utz Summer Bash at the end of July. That's July 28th, right?
The last Friday of July.
It's the last Friday of July. I think it's the 28th.
I think so.
Yes, it was July 29th is when we leave for Disney.
Okay,
It's
super. All right. And was there another event? It's on our events page. If there's, I think I have Facebook Friday on there's an event. So join us every week here at 8 o'clock. And with that, I guess it's time for our fun fact of the week. So since we talked a lot about Epcot this week, I thought it would be nice to talk about the fact that beautiful fountain in the middle where they have the nice water ballet and where they had the living statues for the Festival of the Arts. That's called the Fountain of Nations, and the Fountain of Nations was actually created by representatives from many different countries, bringing a sample of water from their local source, so a river, a lake, an ocean, and they brought it all together and then
Made a mixed
had
drink.
a ceremony, and they mixed them all into the fountain. So the Fountain of Nations really does have water from all over the world.
It's like
Is
Epcot
it
got
just for
married.
those worlds?
Aww.
Is it just for the worlds that are in?
No, I
World
think there were
Showcase or
21
more?
countries, if I remember correctly. I
Oh, that's pretty cool.
didn't double
That is
check
really
the actual
cool.
number. So that's all for us tonight. Thank you for tuning in and spending your Friday evening with us, or your Saturday morning or Sunday morning, whenever you're watching this. And we'll see you real soon.
Thank
See
you.
you, thank
Now
you.
it's time to say goodbye to all our companies. M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E. Thank you, everybody. We
See
do
you
care.
guys.
Shut it down.
I'll try.
Okay. Brian,
Oh my gosh.